Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan. Today I thought I'd talk about two of our favorite people, or two of our favorite people that have recently been in the news. The first is Dr. Fauci. He was on the Joy Reid show the other day. I read an article on it. And he's pretty much been in this free at last, thank God Almighty I'm free at last attitude since the dementia in chief, Joe Biden, took office. Never in all of his years under presidents from going back to about Ronald Reagan has anyone dared to question Dr. Fauci and his science until Donald Trump. So he's finally free of the criticism and the cynicism of Donald Trump. He's free to just follow the science. And I guess the one thing that sort of concerns me, that maybe there would be a reason to have concerns about Dr. Fauci, is he's been in it that long, and he's really faced one major, shall we say, epidemic, maybe, and that was the AIDS virus. Kind of funny how they're both viruses, and AIDS, they didn't cure AIDS. AIDS is still out there. We don't hear much about it these days. And I can tell you, AIDS was a hell of a lot scarier than COVID for everybody, because they had the thing going where, it's not the person that you're sleeping with, it's all the people that they slept with. It was a pretty scary kind of thing. But he didn't cure AIDS. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Dr. Fauci is 0-1. And he's had decades to cure AIDS. And he's just followed the science in that. Well, actually, he even went further and did more of a observational study by going into some of the gay establishments in God, I wish I remember the city. I don't want to say it because I might be wrong. But just going in and seeing how it's possible that the virus could be transmitted. Just there kind of watching, I guess, if you will. So I think maybe some people were right to maybe criticize Dr. Fauci. Ebola was, it's sort of funny, Ebola, few people had it, and they were trying to quarantine them, and they're out riding their bikes out. People going crazy about how they're out. The Ebola is out. The Ebola patient is out. They said, we're not staying in. So anyways, it's one virus he hasn't cured, and he's on his way to being 0-2. So I think there could be some criticism for Dr. Fauci. The next person is none other than AOC. So AOC, it's being stated on the internet and whatnot that AOC raised $2 million in 48 hours, and she's going to deliver this money to Texas. Of course, it's designated for not just anybody, but maybe the asylees that she's so in love with. It's going to some special interest type places, but it's $2 million. I'm sure it's to rub a little bit of dirt into Ted Cruz's face for, while he's on vacation, she's from another state raising money for the relief in his home state. So I just got a couple of questions. See, I'm not getting on the AOC bandwagon. Not that I think this is mostly a political stunt and that the $2 million isn't needed. But I'm just curious, how much money do you think Donald Trump could raise in 48 hours? I don't know, I'm just asking. But I think it would be a hell of a lot more than $2 million. And just think if Donald Trump and Ted Cruz started their own little telethon. That's the first thing. The second thing is this need that AOC feels to help these people out. These people need money to rebuild and, money for, who knows, heat and the essentials in life. But I just happen to think back on how many people in New York City, where she came from, and her districts, how many of those people could have used an Amazon job? The company that she turned away, that said, you're persona non grata here, take your company and all your jobs and just stick them up your backside and go somewhere else. How much money would that have brought into the community? So, I'm just not getting on the AOC bandwagon. I think if you think she's out there doing good, I think you're fooling yourself. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.